In the last 50 days, I made just over $50,000 building, selling, and implementing various AI agents for different businesses. A handful of people, myself included, are making life-changing money building and implementing AI agents for these companies. But here's the truth that nobody in the industry is saying. Literally 99% of people fail this business model, and it's not because they're dumb. I'm talking about people way smarter than me who can't figure out how to make any money with AI. Because the truth is, you could build the best AI system on the planet, but if you can't get your foot in the door with these business owners and build a strong relationship with them, you're not gonna get anywhere. In this video, I'm gonna walk you guys step by step through my exact system that scaled me to over 55K per month. And you guys can literally copy the entire process. And I promise you guys, if you lock in, watch this video, and understand this approach I'm about to give you, you can scale your business to 10, 20, even 30K a month using the triple threat approach. Step 1 is consulting. Learn the business, figure out what's actually going wrong and what's broken, and most importantly, positioning yourself as the AI expert to the business owner, one in which they could trust and go to for their questions when it comes to AI. Step 2 is auditing. So essentially you're putting real numbers behind those pain points so the business owner feels a sense of urgency to act on those problems and fix them. And last but not least, step 3 is implementing, and that's actually where the AI agent comes in. And the point of the AI agent is to solve those exact issues you uncovered from the consulting and audit in steps 1 and 2. And if you guys do it right, by this point in the process, the business owner should basically be begging you to implement the AI agent for them. Now, I'm gonna break down this process for you guys backwards, so from the end goal to the starting point. So with that being said, let me set a quick scene for you guys to show you why these agents are so valuable for these business owners, and in turn, why we can sell them for so much and make so much money. So let's pick a random niche and identify instances where an AI agent would greatly improve the business. As for the random niche, let's go with mobile brake mechanics. Why this niche, you may ask? Well, there's a couple main reasons why I picked it for this breakdown. The first is that it's niched down enough to where you could become the go-to person for AI when it comes to mobile brake mechanics. But at the same time, it's not a super small niche, and it's big enough to where if you do become that go-to person, there's a shit ton of them to work with and you can make a bunch of money. So with that being said, with a little research on mobile brake mechanics, I found that they have two main huge pain points that we can capitalize on. The first pain point is hours spent per day giving free quotes to potential clients. And pain point number 2, missed calls directly leads to missed revenue. Let's break down both these issues, starting with number 1, time wasted giving free quotes. Every single time a customer calls and wants their brakes fixed or something like that, this is exactly what it looks like for the business owner. The customer calls giving them basic information, so make, model, year of car, and then the mechanic asks for more specific information, so symptoms, condition of brakes, and where they're actually located. So after the call and the mechanic gets all the information needed to actually give the quote, they have to search up each individual part, see how much it costs, see how much they're gonna mark up for their service fee, and then see how much their labor cost is. After they get all the prices, they have to factor in the overhead, so travel costs, any on-site convenience they need to do. And finally, the mechanic types up the quote accordingly and sends it over to the potential customer. And mind you, this is all for free because they can't charge a customer for a quote. They get the money once the customer sees the quote and understands, okay, it's gonna cost this much, I wanna work with you guys. On average, every single quote takes about 15 minutes, and on average, again, they do about 10 of these every single day. This means that they spend around 2.5 hours per day giving free quotes to potential customers. This equates to around 15 hours a week, 60 hours per month, and 720 hours a year. Now with my AI quote calculator I custom build for businesses, each quote takes around 30 seconds, meaning that the time spent per day giving free quotes goes from 2.5 hours to roughly 5 minutes with my AI system. So in this first pain point we just identified, paying me say $12,000 for an AI agent that saves them this much time does make a lot of sense. So with that being said, let's jump straight into pain point number 2, missed calls directly leading to missed revenue. Let's go back to when the mechanic was first under the car. Let's say they feel some vibrating in their pocket, but they say, hey, I'm super locked in, I wanna get this little job done, and then I'll get to the phone. Later on, they check their phone and they see that there's 3 missed calls. Remember what I said, in this industry, they rely on inbound calls to get work, so every missed call is directly linked to missed revenue. So for a service-based business that relies on these inbound calls, even missing a few per week can result in thousands of dollars in lost revenue. And if you don't believe me, let me break down the math for you guys. Let's say that in this scenario, the business gets around 20 calls a day. And with a quick ChatGPT search, we'll find that on average, service-based businesses miss around 67% of their calls. But let's play it safe and say that this business misses around 50% of their calls. That means that out of the 20 calls they get a day, 10 would go unanswered. And then let's say on average, they were able to close 50% of their calls, because not every single person calling is actually gonna pay them and work with them. Some people are just calling to get the price, get a quote, and then see what business is the cheapest. So let's say for this business, they close and end up working with 50% of those calls. So that means out of those 10 missed calls they're missing every single day, 5 would have directly been clients and paid them. And finally, if this mobile mechanic has an average job price of around $200, which is actually very low and often much higher in service-based industries, that means that those 5 missed clients a day would have directly led to $1,000 in revenue that they're completely losing out on because they can't get to the phone. So once again, in this case, a $12,000 agent that I charge that's an AI receptionist that answers the phone, books appointments, works 24/7 doesn't sound so bad. Now I hope you guys are following along and seeing what I'm seeing when I'm talking to a business owner and they're telling me their pain points. And there's literally dollar signs in my eyes because I know how much time and money I can save them. And I know that if I'm saving them both time and money, I'm sure as heck making a bunch of money as well. That's the end goal, to sell these business owners on a high ticket agent that saves them both a bunch of time and money. So with that being said, let's backtrack. Actually, no, scratch that. Let's forward track to step number 2 because we're going backwards and walk you through how to run an AI audit. Step number 2 in the triple threat approach, AI audits for businesses. Think of this step as charging businesses to do a deep dive on their operations and find out where their pain points and bottlenecks are that AI can fix. Literally exactly what we just did. We found a couple of pain points and then we put numbers behind those pain points so the business owner is like, shit, I'm losing out on X amount of money every single month because I'm not getting to the phone. Or I'm wasting X amount of time giving all these free quotes when I should be using my time for higher leverage tasks as the business owner. So what you guys can do after the free consulting, which we're about to get into, but before actually implementing and selling them on a full-fledged AI agent, is offer an AI audit. And this is paid, and you essentially package all this information up into a presentation for a business owner. Okay, so we walk through the AI audit where you put numbers behind those pain points to get the business owners to act with a sense of urgency. And we also walk through the actual implementation and selling them on the AI agent to fix those pain points. And you guys may be asking, Zach, what comes first? How do we even get these business owners to talk to us in the first place, get our foot in the door with them, for us to then be able to sell them on the audit and then the agent? And that's where the first free consulting call comes in, which is super important because it's step 1 of the triple threat approach. You want to learn how they operate, and then you'll figure out what's actually going wrong within the business, and that'll get you thinking on how to package everything up into the audit later on. The most important thing in this entire consulting step, as cliche as it sounds, is just being a cool person and building a good relationship. And this is super important because if they don't trust you as a person and your knowledge within the space, they're not going to move forward with the AI audit, and they're definitely not going to move forward with the AI agent and pay you thousands of dollars. I promise you guys that if you follow this simple framework of 1, offering a free consulting call where you build a good relationship with the client and prove your expertise, then move into step number 2, which is a paid AI audit where you charge a couple $100s to sit down with the business owner or their team and walk them through where they're losing out on revenue on a daily basis and put numbers behind what you're saying to incentivize paying. Only once you build the relationship, establish your credibility, and prove that they have a problem that needs immediate attention, then and only then it's finally time to move into step number 3 in the final step of the triple threat approach, where you actually pitch them on implementing an AI agent that will fix all their issues. And just with this simple framework, you start to see these 3 core pillars that not only set you up for what your end goal is, but open up a ton of new opportunities for you as well. An example of a cool opportunity that came from me using the triple threat approach was I went through all the steps, and then a couple months down the line, they liked the AI quote calculator. I built them so much that they wanted me to build them an AI receptionist that connected to the free quote calculator so that on the call, the AI could give them quotes right on the spot. So this ended up being close to a $25,000 deal from one client, and on top of that, they referred me to one of their friends who also runs a business. So my final piece of advice for those who actually want to lock in and change their lives with AI and start that business is do not rush into the high ticket sale, even though it sounds so good. I know it sounds amazing to make a ton of money right off the bat, but follow my approach and I promise you, you will make way more money in the long term. Now that is all for the video. If you guys want to head down and leave a like on the video if you got something out of it. And also if you guys want to subscribe to the channel and stay up to date with AI on the biggest opportunities on how to make money with it. And honestly, just create financial and location freedom to get the best out of life. Go down there, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.